start explaining is from the very foundation. We put down the foundation stones. Do you see? Under this edifice that looks like the wonderful image of a school building. Catholic tradition and foundations of education are the very basics. So when we go and talk about why we have crucifixes in our classroom, what's the spirit behind it, what's our goal, what's our message, we're clear that we are a Christ-centered institution following our Catholic teachings and principles. That's solid. Can't be taken away from us. It's there. On top of that, the next foundation piece, goals of Franciscan education. And we all know them. They're so clear to us, we could probably say them in our sleep. A humble and generous attitude toward learning. Reverence for all life and for the goodness of all humanity. A global vision. Service to the poor and needy. Respect for the uniqueness of individual persons. A community of faith and prayer. The spirit of simplicity and joy. And Franciscan presence. What a great collection of goals we have. The Franciscan goals of higher education. We know we've been inculcating them, incorporating them, building them into our classrooms, into our curricula, into everything that we do, onto the sports field. We are building those, and we've been doing it for a good number of years, and it has proven to have great results in making a difference in the lives of our young men and women, and also of our faculty and staff. We are all transformed by those particular values. Then underneath, above, one more, a vision. Our vision is a mind for excellence, a spirit for peace and justice, and a heart for service. That's what we envision every single day that we come here. We come with the attitude that we're going to be excellent. We come with the attitude that we're going to bring peace and justice into the place where we work. And we come with the attitude of a heart that serves. Great vision. Great vision for ourselves, but also for our students. And that's what makes a difference. Now, over the course of the time that we did our journey to excellence, we realized that there were a number of areas that we needed to attend to. And so, over the last year, you had an opportunity to think about some of the things that we picked up, 4 basic themes. And you helped us to wordsmith them, and you helped us to hammer them out. That's why we sent information out to the community, and you chiseled away at it, and you helped us to wordsmith, and we finally came down, thankfully, to a writing team that we had here as well, and we came to 4 very succinct images. We want to talk about Francis 2020 as the theme for this new strategic plan. Now, Francis 2020 is interesting because it not only refers to the year when probably this strategic plan is going to terminate, but it also refers to vision. 2020, to eyes. Francis 2020. You all know what our world is like today in higher education. You know what the crippling realities are out there. Government expectation, the marketplace, the costs, the competition for students, the for-profit institutions that are advertising on television constantly, community colleges that are vying for students and offering new and dynamic programs. There's great competition. There's also the reality that demographics have changed. We are not getting the students from the 100-mile radius that we used to get. In fact, if you take a look at the census report for Cambria County, Blair County, and counties surrounding us, it isn't good. Look at the number of graduating seniors from high schools. Did you walk through the paper this year and look at the numbers? They're way down. Take a look at where we are in terms of economics. We have, though, fantastic things at this university that make us prime targets in the world of student interest. Students want to come here because we offer fantastic teaching, we offer fantastic programs, we give them the best that differentiates us from any other school. We give quality, we're affordable. We need to get that message out. And we need to do some things to tweak it so that we can get there. So it means we got to put on some new glasses to look at ourselves and to see what needs to change so that we can do it right. We don't have to do too much changing because we're already so very strong and solid. What did we come up with? We came up with the need for us to look at Francis 2020 with the theme of Francis the Educator, Francis the Collaborator, Francis the Builder, and Francis the Steward. Now, what we mean by that is very simple. On the first column, education is what we're all about. We may say we do a lot of things here, but we're all about education, whether it's in sports, athletics, whether it's in student services, residence life, whether it's in cafeteria at Torvian Hall. The whole world that we live in here is about education. Our principle of Catholic tradition and foundations of education, all about education. Educating to the full intelligence of the person, not just academic intelligence, social intelligence, spiritual intelligence, common sense intelligence, problem-solving intelligence. We have the job together to educate. And so, as you can see, underneath educator, our prime target, our outcome under that heading is a transforming experience. That's a transforming educational experience that is across the board. How can we make this reality at St. Francis University transformative in the lives of our students? It takes all of you. It takes everything. It takes quality. It takes excellence. It takes excitement. It takes visioning as to what we can do to make the experience for our students the most transforming that it can possibly be. We moved over to Collaborator, and we realized that in today's age, we need to work better with others. We already have been doing some wonderful things, aligning ourselves with some wonderful hospitals, aligning ourselves with some wonderful businesses, aligning ourselves with so many other people, but we have to go even further. It's very clear to us that if we're going to take a look at, and under that external and internal partnerships is also fundraising, if we're going to look at who the source of our funds are going to be, really we know that it's not just going to be alumni. It's going to be partnerships. Like Mr. Bill Kelly from Kelly Financial in Boston, who never had an inkling about St. Francis University until he met the dynamic place that this is. And now, right off the bat, has contributed $50,000 in his first visit on campus, takes our interns, and is planning now a new vision for us in partnership with us in the area of finance. What a dynamic thing that is. It's partnership. We have to do more of that. We have to work toward it, envision it. But it's not just external, it's internal. How can we work better together to meet our goals? How can we break down the silos that keep us from one another? How can we sometimes further that process mapping that needs to be done that we all listened about during the time of our planning under the Journey to Excellence? How can we make sure that we are moving in the right direction together? What can we do to make it better? More partnerships internally. The builder. How can we transform spaces? And we're not just talking about putting up new buildings. We're talking about using the spaces that we have so that they're transformational in the lives of our students, in the lives of our faculty and our staff. What can we do to better bring people together? How can people learn better together? How can we create those environments on this campus that allow us to be truly builders of transforming experiences in places, in centers, in communities, What can we do to make it better? And finally, the steward. We're all called to realize that we have a responsibility to do everything in our power to make education affordable for our students. We have truly, and you could talk to Erin about this or Bob Datsko, we have really worked hard with our discount rating program for our students. We truly have. Our endowment gives many students an opportunity and scholarship to come here that if we didn't have that endowment, that 40, what is it right now, Robert, our endowment? 40 million, that $40 million, we make it work hard for our students. The rest of us work hard to try to raise the money and to keep the tuition affordable so that students can want to come here. But as you know, the costs of higher education have been astronomical. We have to try to contain that. We have to succeed in doing it. And we will. We will with coming up with some great ideas about how we can be better stewards of each and every one of our dollars and the reality of what we're doing here at this university. That's the beginning of what we call the icon that represents our new strategic plan. Over the next 2 weeks, you're going to get sent to you via email 3 other what we call progression goals that are under each of these. Those progression goals will help you to think more clearly about where it is and how we are going to attain those particular goals, those outcomes at the very top. So look forward to receiving in the next couple weeks as we continue the work with Rick Mann and our planning committee and the numbers of other people that we have involved in this to get further information on that. I'd like to just share with you, though, who are going to be the stewards of this project. First of all, we're going to call the people that are in charge, that oversee the strategic plan, owners. And the owners of the strategic plan are all of us, of course, but we have to have some ownership coaches. And those ownership coaches are going to be, of course, the executive council of the institution. Dr. Wayne Powell, our provost, Dr. Frank Montecavo, Zarin McCluskey, Mr. Robert Datsko, and Pat Sorokin. All of us together will be basically the owners of this. We will be coached in the process of creating the data and all the other information that is necessary to monitor the development of the strategic plan through Dan Kashut. Now, Dan Kashut's going to be helping us to put together what we call a balanced scorecard. So you're going to, in the next couple weeks, see also sent to you an image of how we're going to monitor the success and the growth of our strategic plan, or where we're slowing down and where we're maybe not doing what we're supposed to be doing. Through what we call a balanced scorecard, you're going to have an ability to see firsthand during the course of the next number of years how we're progressing, what we're doing, and how successful we are in real time. That means we're not just going to be talking strategic plan, we're going to be living strategic plan. We're going to be engaged in strategic plan. All of you are going to have an opportunity to put your 2 cents into it and make comments about it in real time. That's an exciting feature, something we've never had before. The gatekeepers for all of this scorecard and all the other things that we're doing will be, of course, Dr. Pat Sorokin and Chris Boffman. Finally,